Thank you for joining us for the PEBCAK Podcast, a weekly information security show featuring some all-around good people. It is week 47 of 2024. I'm Brian Deach, and still on a sugar high from eating all the kids' Halloween candy. With me, I have my handsome co-host and the world's greatest podcast producer and moderator, Chris Louie.
Hello, my friends.
Thank you for joining us for
awesome.
the PEBCAK Podcast, a weekly information security show featuring some all-around good people. It is bonus episode number 12 and the first of our 2 December episodes. I'm Chris Louie, and still thoroughly embarrassing my kids with the turkey hat this year. With me, I have my co-host Duke Silver, who plans to just put a real turkey on his head, Friends style.
Yeah, I tried it. It didn't fit. It's a very common theme in my life.
But it's what you do. It's what you do with the neck and the gizzards, though. Is what is important.
Have you guys seen the one where they set it up to where it looks like something specific?
Like a turkey neck?
Yeah, that's why I mentioned it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that, but I want to see your reenactment of it.
I'm going to deep fry it this year, and I'll send you pictures.
Take plenty of pictures, Brian.
You got it. By the way, that was not me introducing the podcast. I've finally been deepfaked by Terry Davis.
It's the glowies, Brian. It's the glowies.
It is the glowies. But my family agrees. It sounds like me, but it does not look like me.
It's true.
Better looking?
Better. It was an improvement.
Screw you, Ben.
Yeah. It's straighter teeth, that's for sure.
Oh!
All right. You Asian Clark Kent. I don't want to hear your nonsense.
Hey,
It's
Yeah,
like,
we
is
have-
that an insult or is that a compliment? Think about it, right?
that's a compliment.
Yeah.
And it's a compliment and a slap in the face at the same time.
It's a
It's
backhanded
because you got that little
compliment.
curl coming down right there.
Of my little curl. No, all right.
Whatever. I wish I had your hair.
Yeah.
You wish you
Had hair,
hair.
period.
I wish I had a beard. Come on, guys. What are we talking about here?
Trade.
One day it will grow in, Glenn.
Yeah, one day.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
actually 4 weeks worth right here. You can't tell.
You look like my daughter.
I mean, but I mean, Chris hasn't shaved it in a while either.
Yeah, it was like 2 years right here. And we have Glenn Medina, or should we call him New Nap Time Glenn, or NNG. I hope this recording didn't interrupt your napping schedule.
Well, you know, when you have a break in the middle of the day, what does a older person do these days? You got to take a power nap. And so the power nap is quite important now as part of the ritual.
The apple has fallen far from the tree. It used to be nooner Glenn. Now you just nap time Glenn.
He is straight.
Oh,
No comment.
Our first guest this week is friend of the show, Ben Coral. Welcome back, Ben, and glad to have you on for the first of our bonus episodes.
Ben.
love it. See, but halfway through the day, middle of the afternoon, you could either take a nap, or now I go in the garage and I jump on the stationary bike. You know, that's how I get pumped up now.
Or
They're
join
going to say
the
you
rest of
tinker
the
in the
day.
garage.
podcast.
Drink a Bud Light.
Yeah.
You know what's wild?
Well, that's what he's really doing.
Yeah.
He had to make it sound professional here, right? So
Ben doesn't
He got
strike me as a
himself
Bud
a-
Light guy. Maybe a Sam Adams.
Samuel Jackson, you mean?
Sam Jackson.
No. No, he bought himself a bike, stationary bike, years ago as a stop smoking present. Now it's just something he stares at when he smokes. So, just kidding. I don't know if he actually smokes or not.
He doesn't strike me as a smoker either.
No, but I have had to dust that thing off a time or two in the garage, so you know, I get it.
they make great like carriers of things, right? Like hang stuff on,
Clothes,
attach
closet
things
hangers.
to
Yeah.
clothes. Yeah, they do a really good job.
We also have a surprise guest this week. We called an audible, and we have Brian's daughter, Ellie. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Ellie.
Excited to be here.
Oh, well, come on.
She had no idea what she was signing up for when she got drugged into that office.
Yeah.
I know. I called her. I was like, "Come on down and do this." She's like, "Are you sure? Should I do it?" I'm like, "What do I say?" I'm like, "I don't know what I'm saying every week. You'll be just fine." So
Exactly. Brian doesn't prepare at all.
The question is Brian going to have anything that we have to bleep now that his daughter's sitting next to him?
You guys are the ones. Maybe Ellie, the first thing she goes is, "Can I say the F word?" I was like, "No, it's not that kind of podcast."
If you do, I just have to bleep it out in the post.
Yes.
I would say that probably
It'd be funny if Ellie had a more sour tongue than you did, Brian. That'd be hilarious if she sailed like a sailor.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what
swore
you're
like a
talking
sailor.
about.
What?
I'm a good old boy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he starts all of his recordings off saying, welcome or hello, best friends. I mean, that's the guy we're talking about, right?
Oh, that's
Very
right.
welcoming.
It's the one I know.
Can we talk real quick about how disturbing the video is of me and Ellie? Like, we're sitting next to each other side by side, and my head is the entire size of her body. She's so small. It's
And
so
your
crazy.
head is so big.
I'm okay with that.
Mine, we have decades of information security experience here, not just to educate, but to entertain. We've got some awesome topics prepared for you today, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Quick public service announcement. The McRib is back, and by the time the show airs, McDonald's will have re-released the McRib after its farewell tour in 2022.
And Ellie, will you be getting a McRib?
I'm okay. I will skip out on this.
Chris, how many will you be buying?
At least 7.
Oh,
McRibs? Is it
Yeah.
coming back? Is that what I
Yeah.
heard?
Yeah.
Yeah, welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, welcome to the podcast, Glenn.
Yeah, not to a.
I just said that
the
30
problem
seconds
is,
ago.
yeah, I know, but it's coming back, but it's never to a place that's close to me. It's always in San Francisco somewhere. It's not national, right?
It's supposed to. I mean, well, it's national in that all locations can get it. It's not regional, but every location gets to choose if they participate or not. I believe is the case.
You know what I found out was pretty good. Have you ever guys had a Picklewich from Jimmy John's?
No.
Have you heard about that? They,
Sounds
I
good.
think they just stopped it, but what it is they, like Jimmy John's, they hollow out the bread on your sandwich, which makes it really good because then it's not this thick piece of
Not filling.
sandwich. Yeah, it's not filling. But they hollow out a pickle. They cut it in half, hollow out a pickle, and they fill it like a sandwich. It's like a really big phenomenon right on TikTok, I think, is what I heard. But pretty good sandwich.
Glenn's
If you
on
like-
TikTok. What a loser.
Yeah, yeah.
You're so right about that, Glenn. Nothing's worse than getting food and then being full afterwards. I hate that feeling. So I'm glad that they're hollowing out the food.
Taking the food
Actually,
out.
Well, too
Ellie
filling.
asked me
too
for
filling.
Jimmy John's yesterday, right? Were you going for
So-
the Picklewich?
No, just my normal sandwich.
What's your normal sandwich?
The ham and cheese.
Ham and cheese.
Ham and cheese.
Come on.
Yeah.
Very
Turkey
predictable.
Tom.
Yeah, he could just ask
Turkey
Dad to
Tom
make that for
every
you at
time.
home. Like, Dad, can I have a ham and cheese?
Yeah. You've never had like the number 7 or the roast beef over there? It's pretty good.
Okay. Maybe I need to expand my horizons.
Yeah.
Been
Do you like
21
pickles?
years.
Do you like pickles?
Um, I like pickles, yes I do.
I
Okay.
shouldn't say that.
Never mind.
Why are you sitting? God damn you, Glenn.
Dang it, Glenn.
Pickle Rick.
Glenn, how many pickles can you fit in your mouth at once?
None.
The right answer.
Oh, Lord.
All right, on to our first topic, AI voice generation. Hey, that was pretty cool, huh? The power of using Brian's recorded audio and synthesizing it to say whatever I want. There is a video that goes along with it, and it's not going to fool anyone on this podcast, but maybe Brian's mom or aunt might fall for it.
Joke's
I
on
thought it
you,
was
all
pretty
my aunts
good.
are dead.
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing
Hey.
that up.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty good.
I will.
So,
I'll send it to my mom. Maybe she'll fall for it.
yeah.
I'll know for sure when she's like, "Oh, it's pretty good, Brian." You know, and I'm like, "Okay, you definitely are
Was-
victim number one."
Was that a paid subscription to some AI model that you used for that, or did you use that off of Stable Diffusion or some kind?
It was it's normally a paid service. I signed up for the free trial, which is why. So I made a video of Brian, I made a video of Vic, and I say it charges me per word, so that's why I kept it relatively short. But I didn't have to.
El Cheapo.
do any money out of pocket. But if I could find a good use case for it, I can for sure see paying for it.
So what did you have to do? Did you have to train it with Brian's voice from some of the recordings that he's had in order to do that? Because like I said, it was a pretty good combination.
What I did was I clipped 30 seconds out of a podcast recording, and I uploaded that, and it trained just based off of that about 30 seconds worth of audio, or it might have been even less too. And then it was able to synthesize his voice from
30
that
seconds.
audio sample I uploaded.
That's pretty amazing.
AI has gone too far.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we could have that thing host our show for us going forward, and we just
Sit back, relax.
sit back and watch it ourselves.
Just read all of our notes.
Yeah.
How much would it cost per word, by the way?
I can't remember. I think it was like $15 for 100,000 words or 10,000 words, maybe. It wasn't not exorbitantly
That's
expensive.
not too bad.
It's more than zero, but it seemed
Free
pretty
money.
reasonable.
I guess what's nice is you don't have to pay for the stutter, right? So
It's built in.
Wait a second. Do I stutter? These are words, no one can hear you.
No.
She's like, how do I answer this while you're sitting right next to me?
so I'm going to ask, Ellie, is Ellie short for anything like Eloise or anything like that?
Eliana. Short
What
for
is it?
Eliana.
Eliana. Wow.
Eliana.
Was that your? I hope your mom came up with that name.
It was my mom.
There you go. Beautiful name. There you
Talented. Yes. Thank you.
Brian's giving her the side eye.
go. Yeah, I know. What's going on, Brian?
Just looking at my daughter, just admiring her. She's awesome.
Ellie,
I
if
didn't
you're
get
being
the
held
name.
hostage, blink twice. It's okay.
She blinked 3 times. What does that mean?
Yeah, no, at least we're seeing it. It's not private information. We did a public news story about it that people are trying to imitate our CEO, cloning his voice, even cloning his videos to try to get people to send him Google Play gift cards and iTunes gift cards. It's a relatively low bar now to make your own deepfake.
So
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I got the text from him. It came into me on WhatsApp. I'm like, oh man, I got to respond to Jay. I got to send him stuff. But as soon as he started asking me to send him Jimmy John's gift cards, I was like, Jay doesn't need it, Jimmy John's.
yeah.
He's like, can you DoorDash me a banana, please? If that, I would probably believe that one.
That one I would have gone with. But as soon as he said Turkey Tom, I knew that was not him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think Jay knows what a turkey tom is.
Is he vegan? Do we know?
I don't
He
think
has
so.
been a vegetarian for a long time, but his doctor has been telling him he needs to add additional protein. And whether he continues on a vegetarian lifestyle or not, his doctor is pushing him for more protein, one way or the other.
There's plant-based
Whether that's
protein,
adding
though,
in
right?
There is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get a Beyond Burger.
For girls. He can eat fish, right? Something. There's
Fish,
stuff
egg.
that's out
As
there.
long as it's not vegan, you can eat egg. That's protein.
I don't know the difference between like someone that doesn't eat meat but they'll eat eggs. I don't understand why they cross the line there.
Oh yeah,
Doesn't make any sense to me.
You're on the side of the
Well, some of it is just
You don't
smell,
have to, you don't have
taste,
to kill the
texture.
animal to get an egg.
Yeah.
But do you not? Because that chicken or the egg, because that egg, if it had been fertilized, you can get into the...
You ever heard that,
I had
that
yeah.
saying that when you eat eggs, it's just the bird's period?
Oh, gross. And it's a
That was
100%
went a little
accurate.
far. I had a girl cry because she was trying to be... She was vegan because she was kind of on the animal rights side. And she was my daughter's volleyball teammate. And I ordered eggs over easy. And I was just slurping it down. And she was so grossed out. Yeah.
So all we heard was Glenn made a girl cry.
did.
Or another girl
I
cry.
did. Yeah. I make little girls cry, but that doesn't sound right.
It does not sound right.
Oh, and now we see Brian's sitting there drinking his Bud Light on the podcast. What's going on, man?
It's a Fresca.
Sure it is.
Yeah.
Brian also
Swapped
doesn't
it out.
strike me as someone that would drink Bud Light. He seems like more of a White Claw guy.
Ellie, what do I drink?
Moscow Mule.
See, the girl knows me.
Moscow Mules.
Yes.
He got that
Yes.
from Terry.
All right, on to our second topic now. How did we do for our 2024 resolutions? On bonus episode number 10 last year, we all went through what we had hoped to achieve in 2024. And since I was criticized when I hosted last time by hogging up all the time, I'll do my first two, and then we'll go around the table.
Yeah, Chris, quit hogging it up.
The top two, I would say, purge stuff. We moved at the very end of last year, so that forced me to purge a lot of stuff. I still have a lot of stuff, but believe it or not,
He's
it's
lying.
less than
He's lying. He left
we had
everything at the
before.
other condo.
So I had to rent it out, so I had to get everything out. So that really forced me to get rid of stuff. Otherwise, you're right.
Whoa.
All my
Have
stuff
you
has
rented
been
it
there.
out?
I have.
Oh, okay. I was going to judge you, but I guess I can't now. When did you do that? Like yesterday?
No, it was like earlier this year. We've had a renter there for a few months now.
He's a slumdog millionaire now. Look at him.
Slumlord. Get it right, Glenn.
Slum God. All right.
And then the other highlight I would say is I said I want to read more or listen to more audiobooks. So I counted it up. I listened to 22 audiobooks last year, or year to date, I should say, for the first 11.
Read or listen? Did you say read or listen?
I listened. So I listened to 22 audiobooks. I don't.
Hence, it's an audiobook, Glenn.
I think I read like half of one book on my Kindle, and that was about it. So I met it on those two. I'll toss it to Brian. So Brian, if you recall, let's go back in the Wayback Machine. Brian's number one resolution, 2024. Get a pilot to announce over the PA that we are at 69,000 feet and we can't survive this, but it was totally worth it. Yes or no, did you achieve that this year?
I did not achieve it, and I feel really silly with my daughter sitting next to me now. So, thank you for that. In fact, not only did I not achieve it, I didn't even think about it after I said it. So, I failed miserably, guys.
All right, Brian's 2024 resolution number 2. Convince squirrels to take over the world and offer them a tiny hat and a political manifesto. Yes or no, did that happen this year?
I mean, I'll let you draw your own conclusion. Who won the race for president? So we'll leave it at that.
All right. Low-key got those squirrels to turn out the vote this year.
I mean, how interesting that I talk about squirrels and then one was murdered in his house.
Peanut, rest in peace. He wasn't murdered in his
Peanut.
house. He was taken from his home and then executed later.
Now, once you take the house away, you might as well just be dead, you know? The home is where the heart is.
It is like this straight out of the Pinochet playbook. Just take someone from their home and they're never seen from again. All right, well, I can't toss it to Glenn because he has something more important to do. I'll toss it to Ben. So, Ben, you wrote some stuff down here in the show notes. Is this your 2025 resolutions, or was this something you wanted to do in 2024?
This is 24.
Awesome.
I try to keep with the theme.
Okay. Number 1, join Brian and Chris on the January workout challenge. Technically, Glenn was on that challenge as well, and Victor. How'd you do?
I did more push-ups in January alone than I did in all of 2023, so I stuck with it.
Good.
Yeah, your man
only
tits
for-
look great, dude.
Those pecs.
Did he just say that in front of your daughter? Come on, man. It's an adult show.
She's 21. She said worse, I'm sure.
She's shaking her head now.
Not my little princess.
She's 21? Oh my god, I thought she was like 15.
I know, right?
Yeah.
That's the other one, Glenn.
This is the rich daughter, right? That's the one you keep telling, the one that you like a lot more than the other two.
Oh, good. Yes. That's me. That's me.
That's the one.
Yeah, this is the one. This is Brian's favorite daughter. So,
Yes.
I thought that was
My-
Michael.
Favorite 21-year-old daughter.
yes.
Yeah.
You said I thought you thought that was Michael.
I heard him. I'm not going to
My
acknowledge him.
goodness.
He's my favorite son that I have.
Get him, Dad. Get him.
So I had 3 because
So you had 3.
long of a list. Yeah,
All right,
3.
so you took the ball from Ben. He was in the middle of explaining his. You weren't
Oh,
paying
okay, then
attention.
I'm sorry, Ben. Go ahead.
No, I don't mind. But the other one is I did start the year off wanting to get in better shape. So I said I wanted to bike 20 miles a week and get out there and do 4 or 5 a couple of times. And I ended up doing about 35 miles a week. So,
Wow.
Nice.
Damn.
You put on some
Go
serious
up.
miles.
You didn't just hit your goal, you smashed it.
Yeah, I wanted to be less fat or not have to improve my diet. So I improved the amount of exercise.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't run to get it healthier. I run so I can eat more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a
Go
good way
along
to
with
do
those
it.
man boobs that those
Yeah.
push-ups are starting to tone. Awesome. All right, so you did 2. I'll toss it back to Glenn. 2024 resolution number 1: stop being angry. Yes or no? Did you
Yeah.
achieve that?
Probably 51% of the time, I was pretty happy.
So what were you before? You
Oddly
were
enough-
100% angry, 0% happy, and you went from that to 51% happy now?
Yeah, I was pretty grumpy the year before. So, yeah, I'd like to say I was a lot more happier this year, but there have been some trying times. But yeah, for the most part, pretty happy.
One of my unspoken ones was to become more angry. So I think what you gave up, I picked
up
so,
for me. There you go.
Yeah.
It's a zero-sum
walking
game.
out,
Had to go
but-
somewhere.
Yeah.
I tell you what,
It was
there
like
is a happier end to this, yeah, for me.
Okay.
My daughter graduates at the end of the year, so I get a raise. So no matter whatever happens, as long as she finishes school, I'll be okay. I'll be a lot happier in May, for sure.
Oh, congratulations, Glenn.
Thank you.
We'll add that to your 2025 resolutions.
Yeah.
Welcome to the suck.
Then read a book every other month, paperback. Did you read 6 books, or actually 5 since we're recording in November?
I read maybe a chapter or 2 and did not succeed in that. But
It was Mein Kampf, which was really
yeah,
weird.
I think yeah,
He said Minecraft, Brian.
Minecraft.
Oh.
Come on, man.
My bad.
No, it was the Extreme Ownership book.
Oh,
I
Jocko.
just can't get. Yeah, Jocko. I just couldn't
Jocko
get
Willink.
past the first chapter.
That's a really
Still-
good one.
Still stuck on the first chapter.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
don't read the paper, at least get the audiobook. It's really
Yeah.
good.
No, the audiobook is really good. It's just the paperback. I was trying to read it for understanding this time a little bit more, so that way I can kind of flip back and earmark some pages, and that never happened. But I did succeed. I mean, I think I've had like 30 audiobooks this year, so. But all fiction,
Nice.
all fiction though, very much fiction. So
I think I was the
You listened to
opposite.
Pulp Fiction 30 times?
no, well, I get on these. I find an author, and I just blaze through their series of books, and I've done several this year. So it's actually been a fun year.
Like the Twilight series and 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah. All
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. Those are fun. Yeah. I think Blue's Clues was inside there too. So those are really short books.
Before my eyes.
So.
Fucking epic.
So I think I was the opposite. I think I did 21 nonfiction books. I only read one or listened to one fiction book this year. So you and I have different tastes.
Wow. See, that was probably one of my other ones. Is I wanted to make it through books, and checking my Audible, I listened to 32 books. 25 were going to be fiction. So
It's still
I
a
need
good
to
mix.
swap it up for next year.
Yeah.
Dang, I need to read more
that's a good
books.
point.
I think
Reading, we're not reading, we're just listening. What are you talking about?
I need to
Reading.
listen to more books. Like,
I'm one asset you can't afford
but
to
still, like, even if I'm listening to a book, I feel like I need to sit there and pay attention. Like,
So
What?
yeah.
Yeah, I'm on a plane a lot, so
Exactly.
when you're on a plane or in an airport, I turn on the audiobook.
Yep.
Yep. Driving, commute time, running. I usually listen to things when I run.
Yep.
I can't run and listen. It doesn't work.
No.
Yeah.
I work out and listen. Working out and listening is pretty good. I get a good hour inside there.
Yep.
30 minutes to an hour.
I can barely poop and listen. I was taking a dump.
That's
the other
because your
day,
poop
and I'm
is
like,
really loud, Brian.
That's an hour wasted then, Brian.
Yeah.
Yeah, 20 minutes into it, I'm like, what are they even talking about? All I know is I'm sweating and I'm really uncomfortable. So
I have it where if my mind starts to race, I stop listening. Yeah.
Is that when you take your nap?
Well, you got to be in the audiobook, and then that kind of trances you to go to sleep. So I set the timer about 15 minutes. Yeah. So.
All right, Ellie's up. What were your 2024 resolutions, and how did you achieve them or not this year?
Okay, my resolution for this year was deciding if I wanted to go into the medical field, whether that was school or a job. And so I got a job at the hospital as a phlebotomist. So I draw blood.
Congratulations.
There you go.
And I got to rule out nursing. I do not want to be a nurse. So we're moving closer. So that was the first one.
what? Wait, why not a nurse?
Oh my goodness, the
Poop
strain
cleanup?
that these that of wiping butts, no thank you. It takes a good heart, you know.
It does.
Yep. And just the strain that these patients put on nurses is just not worth it to me. So
So what do you think about phlebotomy? Phlebotomy's good. You can make some really good money in
Oh,
California.
it's fun. I love it. I'm finally getting good at it. We draw around like 50 patients a day. So you kind of
good.
get good. So, and I enjoy talking to people. I get to work with cancer patients mostly because like we're in oncology and stuff, but
Can you talk about your 8 o'clock stat call?
oh my gosh, I hope it doesn't get a HIPAA violation or
It won't. You won't drop any names.
No,
No names,
personal
no names.
identifying information. Keep it
Yes,
generic
no
and you'll be fine.
hospitals. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, I was going up doing my runs, and I was going to each of the rooms that were on the list, and I saw a stat pop up, which is basically, get it ASAP, send it to the lab. So I was like, okay, great. I'm 1 month into the job, so I'm still like, okay, just got to do it right. And so I go into the room, and he's asleep. He has a ventilator hooked up, though. And this was at 8 in the morning, so it wasn't, like, uncommon for someone to be sleeping. So I got my stuff together, and then I'm, like, touching him. I'm like, hey, wake up. Like, I have to draw your blood. I'm from the lab. And he wasn't waking up, and I look at his eyes, and they're glazed over. And I was like, oh, cataracts or glaucoma. Like, okay. And so...
My auntie's dog has
Yeah,
that.
my aunt's dog has that. So it's not unnormal. So then I'm, like, still talking to him. And nothing. And so I was like, I should ask the nurse for help to wake him up. And so I go to the nurse and I was like, hey, like this room, I have a question. She's like, oh, he's been dead since 4 a.m. 4 hours, this man is dead.
And you get a stat.
And it was a stat. Someone just put it in at 8 a.m. And so
That's why he's dead, because he didn't get his blood drawn.
like,
Blood work
it
for
was
the
because of me.
autopsy?
Yeah, I have no idea. But yeah, so no one's experienced that. None of my coworkers have. I was the first one, so
Oh, lucky
But the
you.
ventilator was still on him 4 hours later?
yeah, it was weird. I don't know.
Were they preserving the organs? Was he a donor, maybe?
I don't know. I really don't know. All I know is that I touched a dead body. So
So did you draw the blood?
no, I didn't. Because
Okay.
I felt the need. I felt that would be weird. I'd be the weirdo drawing the dead guy's blood.
Can you imagine if he did that?
Wouldn't live it down.
I think Ben's about to throw up over here.
Uneasy.
And what was your other resolution?
My other resolution was to start running, and I started running. So
Welcome to the suck.
yeah,
And
we're-
have you continued? Did you stop? I mean, are you still running?
She
I
runs
am
away from
still
home
running.
every day. There you go.
every day, every night. Yep.
Good.
Yep, I'm
Treadmill,
still running.
outdoors.
Training for outdoors.
gym.
I'm training for a half marathon, so
Nice.
that'll be
Oh,
in February.
Good for you.
Nice. That'll be your
Yeah.
2025 resolution then.
Yeah, it'll go into the next year.
Supposed to be training for a 5K. I don't think that's going to happen. So.
You can do a 5K.
3 miles.
Glenn's the one that was. What was your mile time back in the day, Glenn?
5
A
minute
mile or
guy.
the 2 mile? Yeah, it was a 5-minute mile guy. Yeah.
To be like you.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Now,
Yeah.
all right. When I was in the Corps, I did run my 3 miles at just shy of 18.
There you go.
But there's a
That's
huge
fast.
difference.
Yeah.
That's not 5 minute though.
That's
There's a
6.
big difference.
Yeah.
Toe tagger.
I gotta go.
One day.
I gotta pull out my PT record on that one to show you guys. I gotta go find it now.
Ben, when you were finishing, Glenn was Ben. I'm sorry, I don't know if I said that right. When Ben was just finishing 18 minutes, Glenn was sitting there with a cold beer and a cigarette, already recovered.
Yeah. That was the other guy. So I was not the fastest, believe it or not. There were other guys. Had a guy cross a line. He was doing like 9:50. So I was like
13
seconds
miles.
behind him. Yeah.
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 Wow.
That's
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah. And he was the guy that would bust out a cigarette after running that fast.
The last
And
100
he would say, it kind of opens up the lungs, you know? And I'm like, what?
Does he have a hole in his throat now? He's like, hey,
I don't know.
Not
I
too much.
haven't seen him in a while. That guy was a rabbit. I thought I was fast, and he was, yeah. Yeah, he was
Got me a
fast.
fresh recruit here.
what happened to you, man?
Life.
Old age
kids,
happened.
Kids.
You can do
Well, that's the
5K.
thing
That's what
is-
so you got to do, Glenn. So I'm putting that on your resolution. Schedule the 5K and then work backwards on your training
Yeah.
schedule.
Oh, God. Okay.
Do you have to train for a 5K? I mean, can't you just get out there and
Glenn
walk
it.
does. My
Yeah,
children
people walk
run that,
for
Glenn.
5Ks for cancer.
What is that, 3.2? Is that 3.2?
3.1 mile.
Yeah.
3.2.
Yeah, 3.1.
3.1.
I could do it.
yeah, do it in under 30. You're fine.
Oh, 30 would be really tough for me right now.
I mean, that's a little bit. You
can power walk
minutes,
it.
mile.
Yeah, you can
I'm
power
twice
walk
the-
30.
I'm twice the weight as what I was in high school. So, yeah. Yeah. I look like I swallowed myself. Come on, guys. So,
Adorable.
Ooh, right between the glowing eyes.
All right, what's new? What was new? I would say what was new in 2024. Our very first security summit. We had it back in February. Got to do it again next year.
Yeah.
Hopefully, my kid doesn't get me sick again this year.
we got to add more people to the security summit.
Yeah,
Yes.
let Ben come out.
Yeah.
It's a boys' trip if you're not reading between the lines. Just the boys hanging out.
No. We actually have presentations and everything. What are you talking about, Brian?
Yeah, Glenn was working like almost the whole time.
You say that, but freaking Chris is sitting there on his laptop and his phone and an iPad, and then also the TV on. Like, I felt like I was sitting
Yeah.
next to Ellie.
Well, yeah. But at night, he would bar himself in his room, right? So,
Yeah.
And nobody broke in, so you're welcome.
yeah. Nobody was going to break in to begin with. Yeah.
So Ellie doesn't know this. So downstairs, I go down there to do something, and there's a separate room. There's this like common area, and freaking Chris has this trundle bed pushed up against the door that's down there, so no one can break in.
Oh my gosh. We don't lock the door or anything? You just...
It was
He
locked.
has trust issues.
It was
Yeah,
locked.
it was
Trust
locked.
issues.
So no one kicks it
He
in.
thought the bear was going to come in and rape him. So,
No, that's Bigfoot's whole thing. That's why you never hear about it. That's he just comes in and molests you, and you're like, I'm not telling anybody this.
It's not real, clearly.
Yeah. Can you imagine though if that was really like Bigfoot's thing? It's like he is actually real, but he sneaks into your tent and touches you, and you're like, I really want to tell somebody about this, but no one's gonna believe me. He's just a big hairy man. But no, in all seriousness, Chris, you are just a giant little girl. No, I can't even call you a little girl because that would be offensive. My daughter has been in that same house all by herself and didn't barricade the doors.
Side of the angels.
That you know of.
that you know of.
I have not. I have not done that.
She feels safe in there, right? It's a safe zone, right, Ellie?
Yeah, safe zone.
Safe place. Because Chris made it safe.
They did. You're welcome.
Thank you, Chris.
You're welcome. Well, we finally moved into the new houses at the very end of 2023, so I'm counting it as 2024. So we're finally here after 2 years.
But you owned it, yeah, for quite a while.
Yeah, 2 years. 2-year remodel.
2 years. Oh, man.
But yeah, happy to be here. First year here. Glad to be here. And then Studo adopted the neighborhood stray cat.
Whoa,
It's a new
time out.
pet.
Come back to the cat. The real question is, have you pulled the plastic off the appliances? Because when I was there, it was still on there.
I think it's still in the dishwasher. I think I pulled it off the oven, but I think it's still there on the dishwasher. I have to go downstairs and check.
Does he still have like the Sony sticker on the TV?
No, TV I took off. That was actually the first thing I did. So when I got the Cybertruck, I pulled the protective plastic off of everything. And my wife's like, "Don't take it off yet." Like, nope, ripping it right off.
Oh, so the plastics is on there because your wife. It's her fault.
Yes.
Okay.
That's very Asian. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Like, that's kind of an interesting thing. So, like, white people, like grandma and grandpa, used to, like, wrap the couch in plastic. So Asians just leave it on the appliances.
The Asians do that too. They did the
Asians have it wrapped. Yeah.
The other thing that old Asian people would do is they would take the remote control and wrap it in saran wrap, then protect it that way.
I don't understand that.
So you can throw it at someone, don't hurt them.
No. So germs and all of that don't get on there.
So
Come on,
it doesn't
now.
get, so when they beat you with it, it doesn't get blood on it.
You said saran wrap. I thought you meant like bubble wrap. I was like, wow,
No,
that sounds like
saran wrap.
a giant inconvenience. Every time you had to change channel, I got to unwrap it.
Yeah.
I feel fucking invincible. Gotta remember.
All right, back to your stupid cat. Let's hear more about this.
Stray cat. Come on.
Stray cat.
Stray hat, adopted the neighborhood stray. I think I've told the story before. We'd see it on the security camera all the time walking around our house. So we left food out for it, slowly gained its trust, and then now it comes inside and hangs out with us.
Why?
It looks like a lonely cat.
It's a cat. You do know there's these other pets out there called dogs that are loyal and like engage with you and love you. If you die, that cat will eat you.
Probably.
Just be aware.
So that's the good thing about adopting the neighborhood stray, though, is like we don't have to take care of it. Like we just feed it. Like when we go on vacation, we don't have to find a sitter.
Oh, like teenagers.
Yeah.
Coincidentally,
Does the cat
That's
let you
what
pet him yet?
Yeah, we pet the cat.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
coincidentally, that's what Grace told her parents when she met Chris. She's like, he's the neighborhood stray, and I can pet him now.
Taking them in.
I took him in.
Can't we keep him? He fell out of this tree in the front yard, just like Back to the Future. Dad hit him in a car.
Do you want to share the cat story of your guys' cats? Do you remember that? No.
Oh,
How they ran away, but they really didn't run away.
I actually don't know that story.
Oh, they went to live on a farm?
Yeah.
Come on, tell us now.
So we had this bright idea. We got like 3 cats, like little kittens, and then it was just way too much work between me working and my wife being pregnant at the time. So like we just kept on forcing them outside, and the neighbors kept bringing them back. Like, oh, we found your cats. Like, oh, great, thank you. And so then one day we told the kids we left the door back or the door open, and they left. But everyone just took them to the shelter.
And Ellie just found out now.
I was just heartbroken.
I didn't
her
like
child-
those. I didn't like those cats. They'd poop all over me.
Oh.
My sister would throw them on the top bunk, and so they'd be stuck up there, and so that's where they'd do their business was on my bed. So I'm okay. I was content.
Oh.
I was looking out for you the whole time.
Yeah, thanks, Dad.
Yeah.
All right, Glenn, what was new in 2024, looking back?
Mom got diagnosed with pancreatic cancer.
All right, keeping this show
yeah,
happy and
we're sorry.
uplifting.
Thanks for bringing the podcast to a screeching halt.
It's tough. No, but you know what? You know what came out of that though? I spent a lot more time with my mom this year.
That's
It's
good.
been a great year for spending time with her and, like I said, getting to know her. Some of the stories that she has, I was like, I did that? I don't remember doing that, but okay, since you're telling me I did it, sure. So, yeah.
I was surprised when she said you used to burn crosses in people's yards. That was a big shocker. It's like, wow, Mom.
But was it really a shock?
Yeah, I think sometimes, like, she's 80 now, right? So I think some of the stories she has for me, I think she's confusing me with my brother, because at least that's what I'm going with. So
Lots of ways to
The
get
really
rich.
embarrassing ones.
Speed tops my list.
I convinced my daughter to buy a new car as well, Chris. It was a great deal, 1% for a Tesla Model Y.
Nice.
Model Y. Yeah, that was a
Got the
great
Y.
deal.
She
she
used
got
your
the Y.
referral code for $1,000 off.
No, they would not do. They weren't doing the referral codes at that time
Oh,
because it was the 1%.
got it.
Welcome to
Yeah.
the suck.
Still a good deal.
Get to
It's a
work.
good car.
Yeah, I think it was a
Really
great
happy
deal.
with it.
You were already hopeless. Now you're headless.
But yeah, I don't know. Look, it's a pretty dry year. Like I said, try to stay happy. So you have to be even keel if you try and stay happy.
Well, you did Turks and Caicos this year.
That was fun. Yeah, that was a blast. Yeah.
What about you, Ben? 2024 highlights. I guess it's going to be called highlights, not firsts.
Yeah, no. I have 2 kids in college right now. So one will graduate in May, one will graduate next May. So I'm paying for 2 kids in university right now. So I'm not going on these grand vacations anywhere. I'm paying tuition.
You don't get rid of me that easy.
Better man than me, both you and Glenn.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Well, it says here in the notes you taught 4 SANS courses this year.
Correct. Yes. So that was one of my goals, is to become a certified SANS instructor, and that takes 8 teaches, something like that. So taught 4 of them this year. So next year should be, knock on wood or plastic or whatever I have here. But yes, obtaining that certified SANS instructor. So
We all know that teacher pay is amazing. So way to aim for the bottom, Glenn. Or Ben. Sorry.
Oh, so you're having issues today. Too many Bud Lights, Moscow Mules there.
Too many White Claws.
Yeah, maybe. I have this weird thing where if I'm looking at someone but I'm talking to you, then I'll always get the names mixed up.
But
That's my
no,
excuse. And I'm
that's the
drunk.
thing.
I like how they move
I'm
their
not here to
backs.
judge you.
More bang
I
for
will. I'll still make fun of you. But that's the thing, is how do we give back to the next generation of those coming up
Gotta
in
be
our
a fresh recruit
industry?
here.
And this is one of my chosen ways.
Yeah. Good man, Ben.
What a sweetheart.
All right, Brian. 2024 highlights. You had quite a bit of travel this year.
Lights out.
I did. I would say that the 2 things I'd probably talk about was on that fitness challenge.
Patch me up.
I actually liked it because I use it as my warm up every single day. So if I go to the gym, it's the push ups, sit ups, and body weight squats every single day. It's a good way to kind of get started out. Ellie went with me to Europe along with the rest of the family, so that was our first time there. That was a lot of good times. Mm-hmm. So good that I want to move there and live there for like maybe 3 years here when my youngest graduates, or maybe a little bit after that. So
Live there full time, or are you going to summer in Europe?
no, I think we just probably live there full time. Just I get a little work visa. Maybe Z-Girl will sponsor me. I'm gonna run around over there and teach people stuff.
As a legal immigrant
But which
over
country?
So I mean, I thought like maybe like Barcelona, but then everyone's like they hate people that come over there. Like, is this like I guess their population is super small, and then in the summer, like it goes from whatever it is to like 40 million more people. So they're gonna look down upon.
But
Yeah.
so with all those outsiders, you wouldn't have an economy either. So it's kind of goes both ways.
I don't know. I mean, been to Rome, so I enjoyed that, but it is a little warm. But I would hang out there. Haven't been to the Netherlands, so maybe go check that out. Somewhere in that area, I'll figure it out before the time comes.
And figure out how to speak the local language, or not worry
Nope.
about that.
Everyone's got to learn American, as far as I'm concerned. No, that would be a good reason to actually pick up another language. So yes, that's another thing I think would become. Just kind of immerse yourself. You'll figure it out.
I want to hear
We're all
Brian
super smart.
speaking of that language.
I will not speak French. It is too feminine.
Not possible.
No.
Oui, oui. All right, Ellie. Highlights of 2024 other than your Euro trip, since Brian took that one already.
I went to Wyoming. That was on the bucket list.
Why?
What? Yeah, what kind of Wyoming? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yellowstone?
The
Did you have to go watch
Tetons.
Yellowstone? Oh.
The Grand Tetons. That was the national park was the bucket list.
Nice.
Like on the top more than all the countries and everything. So I got to do that.
She's a photographer. That's the reason why, right? That was
Oh yeah.
yeah.
So I got to do that, and then
To write that off as a business expense.
Yeah, exactly. So there's that, and then starting my job. I think those are the 2 highlights
Good.
for me.
And you got your dad to fund you to have a trip to Europe out of his checking account instead of yours. That's even better.
Oh, most definitely, yeah. But that one's already there. That was like
This stuff
an
always makes
automatic.
my digits twitch.
Oh, yes.
Like an
Daddy,
automatic.
please.
Automatic plus, not that.
You know, Ben, let's talk about this real quick. So, the reality is, it was more of a thank you gift. Like, the whole Europe trip was a thank you gift to my wife and to my kids for supporting me all these years of being a psychopath, traveling and working my butt off. And so when I finally got promoted to something worthwhile, I thought, I don't know that I would have gotten here without them. So that was the
Nice.
yeah, that was the reason why we did that. Even though they're adults now, but it was
Thanks,
still a lot of
Dad.
fun. Welcome,
Good
doll.
guy, Brian.
So nice.
All around good
So
guy.
sweet. You're gonna make my tooth hurt. Come on, man.
And you know, so I say that is it, no more. And now we go to Banff, me and my wife, and I'm like, oh, we should come back here with the kids. So
What a sweet guy.
I'm gonna show them it.
Side of the eight.
Ellie, are you
should be
going?
a little
Are you
cheaper
gonna go?
than Europe.
I want to go, but
Yeah.
so we just have to pay our way there, right?
Yeah,
Some, we have some conversations to have, but
Alright.
I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it.
There you go. Are you the one that's doing eyelashes?
I'm not.
No,
No,
she's the photographer.
You're
I just do the
photog-
photos.
She's still living at home with us.
I'm still here.
There you go. Take your time. There's no rush to leave.
Yeah.
Your dad loves you. So,
Yes, exactly.
does.
And then he'll leave me, but it's okay.
Where's Brian going?
Congrats, your ass-biting
He's
day
going to
over.
Flagstaff.
Yeah,
Oh,
Snow
She's
Country.
counting the days.
Yep.
yes. Then you get the house. You just take over the house.
I'm dreading the days.
Just take over the house. It's okay. I'll leave it to you.
Okay.
So
Yes.
do the dogs stay or do the dogs go with you?
They go with me. But here's the thing. So this is what you needed about Ellie. Let's say me and my wife are sitting on a couch. Now this is a massive couch, right? It could easily fit 10 people. And Ellie's not a mommy's girl or daddy's girl. She's a mommy and daddy's girl. So me and my wife will be sitting next to each other. And she's like, we're like, come down, sit with us. And what does she do? She sits right in between us.
Oh,
Every single, yeah.
how sweet.
Yeah.
That's enough to melt your heart. There you go.
Or she'll even try to like climb in the bed with us at 21 years old and
Okay.
like come on in. Like she'll like come on in and talk with us, and she's like, I just want to lay down in between you guys. I'm like, oh my gosh. She's cool.
Okay,
You
exposing
get one of
me.
those like, Dad, why are you naked?
Dad, what are you doing?
Well, Ellie,
The door
when a
was
man
closed
loves the
for a
woman,
reason.
The talk on PEBCAK.
No, so
Like I could
yeah,
eat bullets and crap landmines.
to make this PG, right? If the door is open, then the kids are gonna come in and no one's naked, right? I'm not trying to ruin them for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, I can't imagine at 21 going through that. That's too much.
Traumatizing.
I'd move out at that point. I will move out.
Yeah.
Oop, now you have the key to getting her to move out. That's all it's going to take.
That's it. Yeah.
I just put this sock on the doorknob. She goes, don't even knock.
Yes.
all right, we'll close this one out. 2025 New Year's resolution, probably just your top one, or we'll do one. I've had this weird goal in life that I wanted to pass the Series 7 exam, which is to become a licensed stockbroker. I don't work in finance. I just wanted to pass it at some point. So I couldn't take it because I didn't work for a bank that would sponsor me, but they came out with this test called the Security Industry Essentials exam that anyone can take for a fee. So I'm like, that'll be my 2025 goal. Just get my stockbroker's
Welcome to the
license,
suck.
just
Now get to work.
so I can say I have one.
What was the boiler room? Wasn't there like a quote around that?
The Series 7.
You don't need a Series 7. Yeah, you don't need a Series 7.
They're saying,
Suck. You're fired. Get out of here.
okay, he's
Yeah.
like, we don't hire brokers, we trade new ones. That
Yeah.
was what
Yeah,
he said.
that's right.
Glenn, 2025 resolution.
I'm down by the motel.
2025 resolution. I think I'm going to be a lot more active this year. Going to try to be a lot more active.
You gonna do that 5K?
Yeah, I'm going to do the 5K. I'm going to get some things done.
4 of us will hold you
Get some
accountable.
car running. Yeah. Try to get another car running again this year. So try more stable. Like this last year, I got one of the highlights was getting my Z up and running and actually starting. And this year is going to be the Mustang.
Datsun, right? Before it was
Yeah.
Nissan.
Yeah. So this year, I think I'm going to concentrate on the Mustang a little bit more, give that some love.
Get the Mustang up and running and run a 5K. All right. Well, at
There
the
you
end of 2025, we'll see how we did.
Well, you'll see if I start driving the damn thing around, right? So that'll be validation.
Chris will follow you in the Mustang while you run the 5K.
There you go.
And then run you over if you're too slow.
Yeah. All right, Ben. 2025 resolution.
Nah, so I do want to get that certified sandwich instructor. So that is going to be that goal for the year.
Nice. Brian.
So I had actually written down a bunch of these, but since Ellie is here with me, I think now that I'm back to running and I'm nowhere near like where she's at, I'm just doing like 1 mile, like pretty much either every day or every other day. But I would like to do a half marathon with her. I think that'd be pretty cool. Not the one that she's getting ready to do, but in the future. And a stretch would probably be doing a full to show that old man endurance, right?
Yes.
Crank it out.
Let's lock in. We're doing this.
Ooh, what about an Iron Man? Because that's
No.
You want him to die, Ben?
The swimming thing, I just know that would annihilate me.
triathlon, you know?
Yeah. Wait, an Ironman has swimming, bike, and run, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like it's a full marathon, couple
Well, yeah.
miles.
So
Bike
you
ride,
can,
3 mile
if
swim.
if you do the triathlon, it's the same thing, but the Ironman is just longer distances. So you can still do the triathlon at shorter distances.
You're on the side
We'll
of
talk
the
in
engine.
2026.
We're doing it. We're doing it.
Even a full marathon would be a stretch. I've been running for years now. I don't even know if I could do a full marathon. There's a difference between a half and a full, like a significant difference.
Yes.
Marathon? 13
Yeah.
miles versus
13.1,
26.2.
26. Yeah.
You got it wrong, Terry. 26.2.
I didn't say 26.2. It was Glenn that got it wrong.
No,
You
I
said
said
26.1.
13. I said 13.1 for
I
half.
said 13.1 and then 26.2.
Check the edit. All right, whatever.
Always trust an Asian when it comes to numbers.
Whoa, racist. Jeez.
All right, Ellie. 2025 is a half marathon. That's going to be your
No, you can't take mine.
No, I can't take yours?
No.
Why not? Haven't thought this far.
She's one day at she's YOLO. There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so another half marathon next year?
My goal is a full marathon.
Ooh,
Oh,
okay.
Yeah,
look
at
at
the
you.
end of the year. The end of the year.
Nice.
Yes.
You got it. You got it.
All right. So at very least, I'll do a half marathon when you do your full.
Okay.
And what would your time be? What are you aiming for?
Oh, I don't know.
Just set it for 5
just
hours.
finishing. Yeah.
Five
Finishing is a
hours.
goal.
Oh,
That's
no way.
max. Max is 5
See?
hours.
You gotta be faster than me. You gotta go for at least 4 hours.
Okay, yeah,
But-
4 hours.
And Glenn wants to make sure that the Mustang can drive at least 20 miles.
That's right.
Before it blows up.
Before it blows up. Yeah.
Found on road dead. That's what Ford stands for.
Hey, wait a
Hey.
second.
Oh.
No. We're 4 people here, buddy.
Fix or repair daily.
Oh,
First on race day. All right.
how's that Bronco doing?
She's clean right now. Just got washed.
I have a natural
we'll start
wash.
to see.
It's been like pouring like crazy here.
We'll see if Chris's car starts to rust in the next day or so with all the
It's
rain
true.
that's coming.
Yeah. We're getting like a full week of rain here. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Waypoint
Rain
marked.
on the plane.
Marking target location.
Well, we continue to get great comments about our dad joke of the week.
Dad joke of the week.
This week we have 2 guests, so I'm going to put Ben up first, and that will give Ellie time to look up her dad joke.
Yeah. hold
Yes. I always have to have a dad joke. So I wrote a book. You know, it was my goal for 2024. So I wrote a book on how not to fall down the stairs. Yes, it was a step-by-step guide.
Wah wah wah.
So Ellie's isn't so much a dad joke as it's a little bit of a dad story. So earlier this week we were talking about that the girl that was unfortunately murdered on campus, like running. What was her name?
Lakin Riley.
Lake and Riley.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was
Not
I was-
Lincoln. Not Lincoln Riley.
Not Lakin. And so I asked her because I didn't know who it was if she knew about it, and so I said, hey, Elle, do you know what this is? She goes, yeah. She goes, it's a wild story. And then...
So, yeah, I was just telling him, I was like, man, it makes you kind of think about, not running alone at night, because I've been doing that, And he said, well, just be faster, no one can get you. And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, there's no, like, him saying, well, I'll go with you. Like, you're right. You should run with somebody. No, it's just...
Teaser.
Just be faster.
Just be faster than the murderer. That's my fatherly advice. I failed her.
It's like the camping advice. You don't have to outrun the bear. You just have to outrun somebody else.
You just have to outrun Chris.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yes.
But if it's the Sasquatch, he's getting you all.
See, but Chris has got to move that trundle bed. He's got to move everything else so that he can get out the door to run away from the bear.
Exactly. You can't get in then, in the first place. That's all we have for this week. We hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Find us on LinkedIn. Links will be in the description. Follow us on Instagram at PEBCAK Podcast. Thank you to all listeners and subscribers who raised 5 stars in the iTunes Store and Spotify and left us a review. We appreciate you all spreading the word to help grow the show. The best way to find us is search for the PEBCAK Podcast on your favorite podcast listening app. My co-hosts Brian Deitch and Glenn Medina, and our guests Ben Quarrel and Ellie. I'm Chris Louie. Thanks for listening. We'll see y'all next week, and as always, have a nice day.
Bye, Felicia.
Have a nice day.